NHL Week 2 almost in the books. Observations coming later today. In the meantime, I thought it'd be fun to do something new. Hey, hockey fans, welcome back. Welcome in if this is your first time joining us for Today in Hockey. I'm Josh. This is the Hockey Flow, and today it's Saturday, October 22nd, 2022, and that's right, we're doing something new. We're taking a look at Week 2 Young Players of the Week. We're going to take a deep dive into 3 young talents across the NHL that had big weeks in one way or another, and we're going to take a closer look. So stick around for that. If you do enjoy the content, take a moment, like the video, subscribe to the channel, helps us out a ton. We're just getting started, but you guys want to be a part of the best hockey community on YouTube after all. You guys are the best. I appreciate you. So let's dive into it. Week 2 Young Players of the Week. As you can see on the agenda, we're going to be taking a closer look at 3 players in particular. First up, Buffalo Sabres ace JJ Peterka, and I tell you what, the young German lad has had an excellent start to the season, absolutely. We take a look at the game scorecard here, courtesy of Hockey Stat Cards. Love them. Thank you guys. Shout out to them. And we also see the game impact scores, so we can see how Peterka has stacked up against the rest of the Sabres across the season so far, and this week in particular. We also see his stats for this week and the week before. The season's rather young after all, but we're going to dive deep into this and go through some talking points. So first up, he's started the season excellently. He has been in excellent form. We see that game score of 1.32, and that is absolutely fantastic. So what that number does, that number gives us the player's impact on the game. The bigger the number, the better. For comparison's sakes, Austin Matthews right now is running with a 1.34 game score. Peterka 1.32. This is absolutely fantastic. The lad has started off fantastically. 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points in 4 games. He has registered a point in every game he's played this season, including against my beloved Edmonton Oilers. That was a tough one for us. The Sabres look good. I'm rather high on the Sabres. I made a comment on Twitter earlier that if Mittelstadt finds that potential, then watch out. This team got really deep really quick, and sure enough, it's kind of coming to fruition, right? Cousins is finding it, but JJ Peterka is a huge part of that. I'm having so much fun watching this kid. He's really found a home on that third line with Cousins and Peyton Krebs and Vinny Hinostroza, excuse me. Goodness gracious, give me a hard time in the comments, guys. I know you guys like to do that about my pronunciations, but I promise we'll get better every day, absolutely. But then we take a look at this last week in particular, 10-18 and 10-20. So 10-18 was this game against the Oilers, and guess what? He was the best player, according to Hockey Stat Cards, for the Buffalo Sabres. He had a game score of 1.82, absolutely fantastic. We see that he had all positive value for defense, offense. His production was absolutely wonderful as well, as he did get a goal. He was the top performer. And then we move on to 10-20 against the Flames. And again, the Sabres come up big, beat the Flames, and the Flames, man, they look good. So Sabres coming up 6-3 winners, absolutely love to see that. And there's Peterka not hanging out at the bottom. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. That is fantastic. So again, he's having excellent impact on the ice in every game that he's played. He has not had a negative game score yet this season. So can he keep this up? Sabres fans, let me know what you guys think of the young lad in the comments. And everyone, what do you think of the lad? Is he going to keep this up? Absolutely love talking with you guys. I appreciate you. All right, moving on to Young Player of the Week number 2, Shane Pinto. So this one's a little bit different. We just saw with Peterka that his game scores are all amazing. He has just had a great season so far. Every game has been fantastic. Well, Shane Pinto, not so much necessarily. He's had an impact, absolutely, but we see those game scores down there. We see more a progression, right? We see the negative, and then it got a little worse, and then all of a sudden it got real good, and then it came back down to earth then it really went through the roof with that 2.20, and that was his real breakout game with the Capitals. So love to see that, and that's the big reason why he made the cut, right? This is Young Players of the Week, and he had a great game against the Capitals and another excellent game game against the Boston Bruins. So we take a closer look at Shane Pinto, and his progression so far this season and his game scores match the team. This team is started out a little rough, right? We had very high expectations, but started out of the gates a little slow against the Sabres and the Leafs, but rebounded nicely against the Bruins and the Capitals. So we see that in the game score for him, for the team, and the rest is kind of history in that regard. So now he's working on building off of this game against the Capitals, and this is where we're really seeing his impact. This is where he really earned his Player of the Week. He's running the third line. He's also getting some power play 2 minutes. Big shout out to Daily Faceoff. Love these guys for providing these lineups updated daily for us. And consistency is key for his development. That is absolutely something that I will always echo amongst any player. You need consistency. You need to know what your role is, and you need the minutes. And right now, the Ottawa Senators are giving Shane Pinto the responsibility, the minutes. We love to see it. And he has goals in 3 straight games. We absolutely love to see it. But we already talked a little bit about 10-18 and 10-20. He pops off that game score 2.20 with the goal. Absolutely fantastic. We love to see it. And all of a sudden, folks are talking about Shane Pinto as a Calder candidate. Is this something that Shane Pinto can do? Can he win the Calder? Absolutely. One, he's going to have the opportunities, right? We just talked about it. The third line is his third line centerman. He's also getting minutes on the second unit power play again, centering that line. So you love to see that. As long as he can stay healthy, why not? He's surrounded by talent. The pressure is not necessarily on him to do everything. So I love it. I think Shane Pinto can absolutely, if he stays healthy, he is absolutely going to be a Calder candidate for us. All right, moving on. Brant Clarke of the Los Angeles Kings. So this one's a little bit of a different story. We're not necessarily looking at top player based on production, points, assists, those sort of things, but he did get his first assist in the NHL. Brandt Clarke, though, has been more of the game score darling for me, and someone that I've just been watching a lot. I don't know why I've been catching a lot of Kings games, but Brandt Clarke is someone that has been passing the eye test incredibly. So I always love to go look at the numbers and see if the numbers match the eye test, and my goodness, they absolutely are. So we see his game score there, not quite up to 1 yet, but he's playing a very limited role. We see his minutes there, 15, 12, 10, 12. Finally got some solid ice time there, 17 against the Penguins. Now, a lot of that may be garbage time, right? But we're going to take a closer look at that game because I think that game is very, very important for Brandt Clarke. So, all right, let's take a closer look at Brandt Clarke. He is only 19 years old, and he's playing on his offhand side. Let's not forget about that. We see him right there. He's slotted in on the left side of defense, but he is a right-handed defenseman, and he is only 19 years old. Now, he is a little different from our previous candidate as well, as this is someone who had to really earn his spot. There was no pressure expectation that Brandt Clarke was going to make this team. If anything, folks thought he needed another year of seasoning, but he surprised a lot of folks, played really well, forced their hand, and here he is in the lineup, and he's having success. He is absolutely having success. Now we're finally starting to see it in the production side, right? Had his first career assist against the Penguins. Congrats to him. And he's also starting to earn more minutes. Now, again, I don't know exactly if this increase in minutes is due to the Penguins just really taking it to the Kings. But if you look at the numbers in this game, and this is why he is in the team of the week, if you will, for young players, he actually performed really well against the Penguins. We see him right there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th overall for the team. He ranked in game score. Of course, the defense was going to be a little low because you got shellacked 6-1 and he was on the ice quite a bit. But the offense and, of course, the production really helps that game score. And he posts a solid number, 0.54. But again, the defense, when you give up 6 goals, that's really tough. But it's really good to see him getting more ice time, getting more confidence. You're going to take your lumps, right? So a 6-1 loss, that's okay. It's going to happen. I'd rather he take his lumps now, learn from it, keep building. I would be more concerned if I saw him at the very, very bottom of that list, but we don't. We see him towards the top. That is what I like to see. Now, overall, that game against the Red Wings, though, is something we really want to call out. 2.83, that was the 17th. That's the one that really earns him Young Player of the Week, along with our other 2 candidates here. He is 2.83. That is a fantastic number. He really played really well in that Detroit game. Was limited just under 11 minutes, but still, Brant Clark, one of our young players of the week. But that's going to do it for the video today, guys. Let me know in the comments who you think stood out to you this week. Do you agree with my 3 picks for the week, or someone else that you have in mind? Be sure to check out more videos and let me know how we're doing on those. I do appreciate you guys. Until next time, be sure to look for our observations tonight, hockey fans. Cheers!